First win in NBA 2K in my career.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I did listen in on Kenny Atkinson's huddle. Coach did everything he could to fire up his team, saying, quote, "This is where every one of you has to dig deep. It's going to come down to who wants it more. Anything to give his team an extra push to close the gap." Guys?
Appreciate the report, Allie.
When you need one bad, go to a high percentage shooter, and Allen is that guy.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Banks, guarded by Garland, and there's the foul. It's going to belong to Darius Garland. That's his third foul so far.
First team foul.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Driving in. Connects!
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Time called here. The Cavs decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. Given the situation here, what sort of strategy needs to be top of mind?
No doubt. They've got to get a quick bucket here.
Yeah, it has to be fast. They got to take the first good look they get.
Garland fires! Here's Garland. Cashes it in!
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. And he ends up making the second. And that gives him a 4-point cushion. Hunter.
It's easy. Where you go?
So a close game sees Miami taking this one. I'm sure they would have preferred a blowout victory, but a win's a win.
And so true, but you have to credit the crowd for giving them such a big boost toward the end. It really kept this team.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations on the win, MP. You led by example tonight, finishing with a double-double. Talk about it.
Yeah, it's not something I'm thinking about while the game is happening. It's just...
Over to you, B.A.
Great stuff there, Dominic. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Al.
I have to say, I didn't expect this to happen so soon. But you did it. You're in the starting lineup, man.
I'd be lying if I said...
You've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Alongside Torsberg and Greg Anthony. And a quick look at some of the numbers for Donovan Mitchell.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately. Just by looking at that true shooting percentage, it's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. The rim protectors standing tall for him, Mobley and Allen. The wing set for him, Mitchell and Hunter. And it's Garland in at the 1. On for the Heat. The post tandem, Adebayo and Ware. Mitchell is out there with the general, and it's Powell in at the small forward. And in 2028, Cleveland poised, GA, to welcome the WNBA's 16th franchise.
Reviving the name and branding of the Cleveland Rockers, one of the W's inaugural teams that folded back in 2003, soon back on stage after a quarter-century hiatus.
And let's check in with Ellen, and she's got the latest for us on MP.
We have a bit of a lineup change tonight. MP is stepping into the starting 5 in a move that many fans have been hoping for. Coach told me, quote, MP's earned it. He put in the time and he's done things the right way. He's looked like a starter for a while now. It's quite the journey for the rising star from Vermont.
You're right. Seems his moment has arrived. Thank you for the report. The shot by Mitchell, no good.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
To the paint, and stolen by Mobley. Here's the break, and here we go. And slam dunk by Allen.
Oh, when Jared Allen gets near the basket, you just know he's going to finish with authority.
Garland against Banks. Inside. And Adebayo pulls it down hard.
Oh, that's not fair. Adebayo using his athleticism to give this crowd something to remember.
I'd like to thank AT&T for bringing us that spectacular look from their connected cam. Garland kicks to Mitchell. Screen by Allen. And Allen with the slam.
Jared Allen putting on a show. Get out of his way, folks. It's coming down on your head.
Adebayo with a screen on Garland. Mitchell in the corner. Powell against Hunter. Ware buries it down low.
I'll tell you, an underrated thing right there. How effective that screen was. It just creates a lane to the cup.
It's Garland with the ball for the Cavaliers. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Well, the kind of low-energy effort they played with all night will make a coach absolutely crazy. You can't win if you don't play quality defense.
Adebayo the screen. Banks, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 3. There's Garland. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Garland's got 5 now.
Who says the mid-range is dead? If the defense gives it, Darius Garland will take it.
Banks passes to Adebayo. And stolen by Mobley. Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total sync. Good luck trying to stop him now.
Allen finds Mitchell. Misses the 3. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep. Garland against Banks. Down low. Ware. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Doris, as we get deeper into this schedule now, the NBA picture is starting to develop.
Kevin, I love it because the intensity around the league is starting to tick up just a notch. You've got the teams that are very much hitting their stride and the others that are still trying to figure out, hey, what's working for us and what isn't working for us.
Max Strus is checked in for the Cavaliers. Mobley the pass to Allen. And then Allen slams it in.
Well, Jared Allen has length and athleticism, and that's an easy opportunity. Wow.
Outside Banks. Loads it up for Adebayo. Stolen by Garland. Hunter on the wing. Guarded by Powell. There's Garland. Connects on the foul line jumper. And it's 7 points for Darius Garland. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
Cleveland leading by 5. Garland left side. Pass to Hunter. Mobley sets the pick for Hunter. He's looking for Mobley and finds him.
The ease with which the game comes to Evan Mobley. My goodness, it's fun watching this guy play above the rim.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
I was able to catch up with the head coach of the Heat. We discussed Evan Mobley and how he wanted to defend him coming into this matchup. He said, quote, to make him settle for jumpers, we don't want him getting easy buckets or deep inside positioning. That's when you get into trouble. We'll see how good the resilience is against him tonight. Back to you guys.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Outside Garland. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. The Heat trail by 4. Outside Banks. Six on the shot clock. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Pass to Ware. Excellent D there from Allen.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Strus kicks to Garland. A three-pointer is right on target. Garland's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Cavs. And here's Banks. What a tremendous game he played against Cleveland. That shot missing. Excellent D there from Allen. Cleveland leading by 7. Well, one thing the fans have come to expect from Jared Allen, Doris, some acrobatic finishing.
What's amazing, Kevin, is you might be looking at the rim and there is no Jared Allen in your vicinity, and then a second later he's flying by and finishing. He's got great instincts.
Banks passes to Adebayo. Banks dishes to Mitchell. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Banks. And again, it's the Heat missing.
This guy just simply can't find his rhythm, and sometimes that happens.
Back to Hunter. Allen with the screen for Hunter. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
And the first time out of the game called for the... They've got the general. Powell is out there with Jaime Jaquez. Then it's Mitchell. And it's Jovic in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Outside, Ball. Bryant with a screen for Ball. To the inside. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
That's an example of the toughness that Thomas Bryant brings to the table. He will not go away.
And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, thanks. The Heat knew they needed to add more shot creation, and this summer, they went out and got just that, acquiring Norman Powell, coming off an all-star caliber season with the Clippers, doing so without giving up much draft capital in return, or even a starter. That has to be considered a home run for the Heat.
A terrific addition. Shams Charania with the report. Hey, Shams, thanks. Bryant with a screen on Mitchell. Pass the ball. And it's Miami with the rebound. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And in that one, the offensive execution made the difference. They found and exploited the mismatch repeatedly.
Well, it was certainly a game that their analytics people had to love breaking down. I thought they exposed every weakness in the defense. Boy, defense has to feel fortunate there. That's one he normally knocks down.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And it's Mitchell missing.
I'll tell you, his shot has not been there, but I like the fight he's showing.
Takes it out to Banks. Lets it go with the three. Excellent D there from Ball.
I'll tell you, his teammates are going to start to freeze this guy out if he keeps taking threes like this.
And Ball being aggressive there with his penetration, seizing on any open space to get to the basket.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And the Heat making a change here. Ware's checked in. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at Indiana. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And when I look at the Heat, they've come out of the gates just a little cold. But certainly not the hot start fans had hoped for. And their position in the rankings so far reflects that.
Bumped on the way up, but hits it. And they call the blocking foul.
An agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal.
Yo, I'm going to bed, Vinny.